What's good, family? It is your boy, The Session, and we are inside the whip today. Want to change the scenery. Y'all said y'all wanted to know the story of how I went from homeless to private chef. So before we begin, I'm gonna need you to like the video, subscribe, do all that other good, amazing shit that you do every week. Follow me on TikTok, everywhere, Instagram, all that other shit, at The Session CA. It's up. We just did over 1 million views on TikTok, so it's lit. Kind of hot outside, damn. Look like I got a stemple. Disregard my stemple, y'all. We still straight. But look, I want to tell y'all the story, man. So I moved from my home in Philadelphia, PA. I lived in the suburbs before I left and moved to California. So look, let me fill y'all in on the stories and details. The shit is wild, okay? So I'll keep it as short as I can. I hope I remember everything, okay? It's hot as shit out here. All right, so look. I'm at the crib just like anybody else. I'm working a 9 to 5, right? I'm working at this insurance company. Job was trash. Everything was trash. All my relationships with girls was trash. I was dating this girl, you know what I mean? But every girl I dated at the crib, the last two, I didn't have a ton of girlfriends, you know, but the last two I had, one ended poorly and the other girl just told me I wasn't shit, wasn't gonna be shit. All I do is smoke weed and I don't have no money and I'm not nothing. So, you know how that shit go when you living at the house. I'm living in my grandfather's attic. Everybody around me's poor. Nobody got no money. Only person with some money is my grandfather. And like most black families, the grandparents have the money, so everybody goes to them with the problems and shit, you feel me? So none of my friends ever want to do shit. All my white friends, they was just pretty much drinking or doing drugs. All my black friends either getting into trouble or didn't want to do shit. I'm talking about nothing. So I'm in a predicament. You know, I'm an outgoing person. I always want to make moves. Man, I used to go out every weekend, bro. No girls. Used to go out to the mall, to everywhere you could think of. All I would get was numbers. Meanwhile, they eating, they getting all the girls you could think of. My white homies getting girls, even though they're ugly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this is backwards. None of the girls are like, oh, I don't like black guys, all this other shit, right? With the combination of all those things, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to move. There's nothing out here serving me. I'm making $39,000 a year, and this is with 2 raises at this company. I'm gonna leave the company nameless for right now, but there will be newer people that start working before me, and they would already start at $40,000. So due to inflation, every new member or new person that we saw or that the company hired made more than me. And everybody I worked with was old. You feel me? I'm the youngest nigga in there, besides the new hires. So look, simple and plain. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm moving. I'm not fucking with this shit. I told my job, hey, look. I want to move to California. You know, you already let people kind of work remotely from time to time. This is like 2016. They're like, okay, bet, because look, this is how you gotta play the game, y'all. I didn't like the job, never did, never give a fuck about it. But I knew I needed to keep my numbers within the top 3. As long as I'm in the top 3, top 5, they can't ever criticize me, say shit about me, come to my desk, bother me, talk to me. I used to talk to nobody, bro. I used to see how long I could go in a day without talking to nobody. And obviously y'all know that's not necessarily good or whatever, especially when you're working at a company setting, right? So the job's like, okay, yeah, you can move, bro. We're gonna monitor your numbers every 3 months. So I ended up getting cool. One of my managers, they were a bit younger. They knew the vibes and knew what I wanted to do. My manager at my job was this older white man, and he used to always fuck with me. And he knew I rapped, right? So he would hold it over my head and try to blackmail me and say, you know, oh, I see you rap, you should make a song about this. Is this the reason you're not in the first place because I see you smoking on the video, or because, you know, just in my personal life, meanwhile, my numbers are just fine. Long story short, I tell my family, I'm like, yo, I'm moving. But you know how everybody do. They like, oh, you not going, bro. They just think you saying words and shit. Time goes, months go by, I'm checking in. Months go by, I'm checking in. Then my family starts to be like, damn, this nigga really might move, you know? We get down to the last month. Bro, I want y'all to keep in mind, I had a roommate from college who already lived in Cali, okay? He was already from, like, I don't know, the Bay somewhere, right? He like, yo, we're gonna live together. I'm like, bet. I needed a plug anyway, right? But this is gonna be very important, so keep that in mind for when we bring him up later. I'm already knowing where I'm gonna live. I'm like, hey, I'm about to get a place with my roommate. I'm talking big shit, you hear me? We have a going away party. And guess what? When you believe we have the going away party, it starts to get real. None of my Caucasian friends show up. Only just, you know, my black homies that showed up, and maybe not even all of them, you feel me? Maybe like, I'm talking about you talking about like 10 people max, right? So I'm doing my thing. And then I remember my friend saying, how the hell you gonna make it in Cali when you can't even make it here? You live in your grandfather's attic. You know, niggas is roasting, just joking around, but I remembered that shit and I took it to heart. So I get on my journey, y'all. Man, I'm so excited. I remember I woke up early that day. I drove to California from Philadelphia, you feel me? In my other Honda. So I'm about to drive. I tell my grandfather, we get a nice little deep hug. I say bye to my family. I told y'all I'm out. Boom, and I'm out. I get to driving. Okay, so I drove to Cali with my cousin and with his girlfriend at the time. Man, I'll never do it again. I drove, this shit took us like almost 3 days, right? Man, I'm telling y'all, bro, I'm driving this shit. I drive for 14 hours straight. I asked my cousin to drive. He drives maybe 2 hours. He gets tired, no worries. His girlfriend says she won't drive. I say, bad, let's get it. But you know me, my awareness is 99 overall. So I'm watching her, she's driving her shit, and she damn near crashes and kills us. We almost wake up in heaven. I had to tell her, nah, you're done. I drive the entire rest of the way to California, but it helps to have good open mindset, because I was able to stop in Denver, crash at one of my homies' cribs. I was able to stop in Chicago, chill at my other homie's crib, all for free. You dig what I'm saying? Got good weed and everything for free, because you gotta have good energy and people fuck with that. Long story short, I get to Cali. Boom, we get to Cali. I'm like, man, this is amazing. I have a brother who lived in Cali, right, already. My cousin and my brother already lived there. But when I went out to move with my brother, well, when I went out there, I'm thinking of my brothers as like a backup plan. Okay, I got a place to lay my head because I'm about to move with my roommate, from college. Man, I get down there, the roommate from college, this nigga act like he don't want to answer the phone. He stopped answering the phone on the kid. He stopped responding all the way. We applied for maybe one home, and then this dude just stopped answering me, left me to dry out there with nothing to do. So what I do, all my clothes are in trash bags. All right, so look, I don't want to seem like I'm rambling, but I got to give y'all all the details so you understand all the characters in the story, and you understand how this shit is moving, and you understand the background of why I even left in the first place and what was going on. Boom. So I'm in Cali right now. I'm driving, I'm excited, but I got there at nighttime. My cousin at the time, bro, this is the weirdest setup. They lived damn near in 2 garages, okay? The owner was this like Latina lady, I think she's Mexican, and she had like 2 kind of garages or sheds damn near, and my brother stayed in one and my cousin stayed in the other one, right? And in Philadelphia, you don't really have shared spaces like that. Man, I had all my clothes in trash bags. My bro said I can stay, right? All my stuff in trash bags. But you never believe it, I'm as happy as I can be. I'm as happy as I can be, you feel me? I'm outside, so y'all gotta listen to the outside noise. I'm still smiling, cheesing every day, because look, I still got the job, so I still got a chance to make some bread, right? So what I do, this is how I get to it. I end up having to live with my brother in the garage. All I have is I either sleep on the floor or I sleep on the futon. I'm too big for the futon, so I sleep on the floor. He had 1 extra blanket. My bro had 1 spoon, 1 fork, 1 plate, you feel me? But look, I'm used to cooking and doing what I want, right? So I'm like, how can I leave and become the #1 private chef? This is the goal I had, the highest paid private chef in Cali. How can I do it? You know, that was my whole thing. So when I get down here, I'm happy, bro. We got good weed. The girls look better than usual. The weather is fucking, at this time, was terrible because it was just rain. This was the first time it happened. The first 2 months I was here, rain every day. I'm telling you, it was like the Amazon. So it's hard. You can't bring girls to the crib. You can't bring friends to the crib. You don't know any people. You might, you know what I mean? Because I'm living in a damn garage. You feel me? But look, living in Oakland. So I'm in Oakland. I'm talking about the super hood. But from the time I am there to the time I end up leaving, 2 people I end up meeting get shot, right? So I'm like, man, all right, but I'm still happy as shit. I'm going to places I never did, burrito places, all this other shit, right? The next series of events that happens changed my life forever, okay? What happens is the universe starts to open up because I keep saying everything I want. I keep saying everything I'm going to do, and I keep saying how I'm going to change this and become a private chef while all my clothes are in trash bags. I'm having a nap in the whip if my brother's at work or he's not home with the key or something like that. You know what I mean? It's raining every day. I'm sleep. You know, this shit is weird, man. You know what I mean? I'm not eating balanced diets, but it's still all good. So the next things that happen is I'm working every day, my laptop, but I'm bullshit working. You know, like I said, I just want to stay in the top 5 so they leave me the fuck alone until I can quit. I'm working, doing my thing. I would half-ass do the job, but I'm still making the numbers. And so the whole time I have my laptop here, I have my iPad out, but I'm applying to every chef job you could think of, every personal chef job they have, right? End up getting the chef job. Man, I told you, this whole still time, remember, keep in mind, my roommate from college who I was supposed to live with, still keep in mind, he never ended up responding. He never hit me back up. So I'm on my own. So I go to these job interviews, right? I go to the job interview, I'm telling you, listen to how this shit aligns, right? Again, I still have no crib. And I'm not even a full personal chef yet. All I did was work at restaurants in the past. I worked at some fine dining, but I decided to go corporate because I got a bachelor's in marketing. So associates in culinary, bachelor's in marketing. I wanted to do the private chef shit, but I wanted to know how to market myself. I still want to be able to put on a suit and make a ton of bread. Bro, I get to the one interview, the lady's like, okay, hey, we run this company where we'll send you the locations, you'll cook, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bet. She said, hey, can you come here and can you show me a test of what you can cook? I'm like, say no more, it's easy. Boy, I go over there to the lady's house, I buy all the ingredients, I buy all the stuff, I go cook for the lady. Her family, her house is beautiful. She's like, oh, this is delicious, man. I love your food, I love your personality, I love how you look. There's not a lot of young black dudes who are doing what I was doing, right? Because if for any of y'all who've seen my food, I kind of, make it art, you know what I mean? Make it more aesthetic, you get what I'm saying? So she's like, okay, you're hired. We want you to go to this location, I think tomorrow or in 2 days or whatever. And this is where it's gonna be, in San Francisco. So I'm geeked up, I'm like, wow, I'm about to be ready to quit my job, etc., right? Then the universe threw me a curveball. You gotta see how much you want this shit. I'm at the second interview, well, not the interview, the job that they sent me to, right? This ended up being a company called Comma AI. The best job I ever had to this day. Best job ever. It's a house full, it's a mansion in San Francisco. I pull up, it's a mansion with all rich, young, Caucasian people from around the world. Dog, this young people, rich, you get what I'm saying? Millionaires, they come from wealth. The people, they come from families where everybody just wears scarves and shit where it's not even cold. They have tennis practice and recitals and piano. You know what I'm saying? The real rich ones, you dig what I'm saying? The real people we see on TV. So I go in, they're like, oh, what's up over there? All chill as shit. Some of them smoke, they chilling, right? I cooked them food 2 days in a row. I used some of my last money that I have to cook for them. As I'm cooking for them, they're like, yo, this is fire, yada, yada, yada. But whole time back in, the lady, they're paying that company, the lady who hired me, right? So I go to get my check. I'm like, hey, I already cooked for you for free. You didn't reimburse me. And now I need reimbursements for picking up the groceries for these people and cooking. Wouldn't you know, she gives me the runaround for days. I end up going back the last day. It's a Friday. I only worked Monday through Friday, right? I go tell the company, hey, Comma AI, shout out to Viv, my favorite person in the world. I go up and I'm like, hey, to the company I'm cooking for, hey, I think it's gonna be my last day because they're not paying me. I have to still structure something. I gotta live. I'm still living out of trash bags and shit, right? Bro, everything else that just happened is just fire. I go to the place. I go call the lady. I'm like, hey, I can't work with y'all no more. Like, this is out of hand. Y'all not paying me because and then she gives me a check. I take it to the bank. This shit bounces. It bounces. I never had this happen before. So I had money in my account, but then when it bounced, they took the bread out of my account. So now I'm left with no money, right? But instead of bitching, I roll one up. I'm just on the couch chilling, right? Never forget. I get a text 2 days later while I'm looking for some other jobs. Viv texts me. Vivian, love you, Viv. She texts me. She say, hey, what happened with you in the company? They sent some other lady here and she's trash. Apparently they sent another young lady to replace me when I quit that company. And she ended up cooking them canned food. All she did was do a bunch of canned food and food that she made at her house and brought. They weren't fucking with it. They didn't like the presentation. They didn't like the taste. None of that. So this is how crazy the universe works. That lady was only giving me, she might have given me $100 for the whole week, right? How crazy is this? Now that company is like, we pulled her contract from them. We're not going to work with her anymore. How would you like to be our personal chef directly? And we'll pay you $1,100 to $1,200 a week. Nigga, I was just making $1,100 for 2 weeks back at the house. And I'm having to work 10 days, 10 out of those 14 days, I'm having to work 8 hours a day. This job, I literally only have to work. If you include my commute, I'm working maybe 3 hours a day. From San Francisco to the grocery store, from the grocery store to their house. It was the simplest and most beautiful thing ever. Man, that formed a relationship of me becoming a private chef, right? So now we still need somewhere to live. man, this is the next thing that happened. It all happened within days. This is gonna be crazy. Hear me out.